Howdy! Welcome to Rebuilding Hollers, come hell or high waters. I'm so excited to see everybody tonight. We took last weekend off, or last Friday night off, and here I am tonight. So excited to see all my friends that like to join me here on social media. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for following along on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, and Kick. Well, I really am so glad you're here. I am the special guest of the evening. My special guest could not join us tonight. And I have a lot to talk about. I always have a lot to talk about. So I just said, well, we'll just go live and I'll just give you an update. So pretty please make sure to join me in the comments so that we can talk and catch up, because it has certainly been a crazy 2 weeks here at Rebuilding Hollers. We have so much going on, and I'm excited to talk to you all about it. So I have my chat screen pulled up. So if you are on here live with me, just type in the comments. If you'd like it to pop up on screen, type in hashtag rebuilding, and the amazing Russ, who is behind the scenes, will pop that onto the screen so that everybody can see it. So I'm so glad y'all are with me tonight. It's already the month of September. It's the month of September already. We are 22 days away from the 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Helene. Just saying those words, it gets me emotional. I'm still very much emotional when it comes to this. And I was in a meeting with Sharon Ducker, and she had like a psychiatrist there or a doctor, and he was talking about what the 1-year anniversary means in so many ways, especially for people that have experienced what we went through, but also, with the passing of a loved one or all the things that come up when we are looking at an anniversary date. And so we need to, have that in the forefront of our mind. When that doctor was talking about that, I was immediately emotional, because it's true. There's so much going on. We have 2 huge events that Rebuilding Hollers is part of on September 27th, because it's a Saturday. And so, I don't know that I would say stressed is the word, because I try not to get stressed out, but I'm definitely very aware of the 1-year anniversary coming up. And I don't know how I feel about it. Mostly it makes me want to cry, but really anything can make me cry. So, it's which kind of crying are we getting? Are we getting the sad one or the mad one? As long as it's the sad one, that's better than the mad one, because then I'm ready to fight. But on September 27th, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about what we're going to be having going on that Rebuilding Hollers will be a part of. So we have the Old Timey Day Festival, which is a great festival. It's been going on in Burnsville for years and years and years. It was scheduled for the weekend of the storm, and so it was canceled last year. But this year it will be on, and I'm so excited to be a part of that with Mountain Time on Main Street and Claudia Honeycutt. She is putting on an incredible event. There will be a early morning breakfast to celebrate our first responders. I'm very excited about that. Our own Burnsville Fire Department is going to be celebrating their 100-year anniversary on September 27th. So we are excited about that. We'll celebrate that at Old Timey Day. And then we will also be giving away our Jeep on Old Timey Day at the event on Old Timey Day, right on the square in downtown Burnsville. So if you're watching from far away, please come to Burnsville. It's going to be a fantastic festival. We'll have so many activities, so many local wonderful vendors will be there. And a lot of times they're making all kind of stuff there and doing, it's just really cool. It's really cool. I really like Old Timey Day. There's going to be a parade. Our Jeep will be in the parade. And there will be old tractors in the parade. So if you're local and would like your tractor to be in the parade, that would be awesome. I love hay rides. I hope we have a hay ride too, because I just think that's so fun. When I was a kid, that was what we did for my birthday party, because I grew up on a farm. And so I would have friends over, and my dad would just take us on a hay ride. And I just love that. That always makes me happy. And then the other thing that I've not got to talk to y'all about yet, because it's been it's kind of been in just making sure we get everything pinned down. But George Shin, the George Shin Foundation, who was the sponsor of the last Jeep we gave away, and Mercy Chef will be having an event at Mountain Heritage High School on the 27th as well. That's going to be from about 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And they have some incredible stuff to give away. They're going to feed us an incredible lunch. They have awesome prizes to win. Everybody that comes in gets a prize. And I was in a meeting the other day going over, kind of how this is going to go. And it's like, you get a prize, you get a prize, you get a prize. I'm really excited about that. And so mostly we are inviting our entire project list to this event. They're going to be feeding 1,500 people that day. And so I think that's going to be very cool. A lot of giveaways. They're going to have family photo day. So they got photographers there to do family portraits, which is very cool. And they'll have a lot of activities for the children with games and bouncy houses. So it will be a really fun event. It will be at Mountain Heritage High School here in Burnsville. And that's going to be very fun. So make sure you're checking in for your invitation. Holler at us if you don't get it, because I want to make sure everybody will come by for an incredible meal and some really cool free stuff. I'm really excited about the free stuff. Y'all know I like that. But that will be great. And we're so thankful for Mr. George Shin and the George Shin Foundation for putting that event on for us, to keep reminding us, hey, I love y'all and I want everybody, he wants us to be okay. He's really been instrumental in getting us help and sponsoring Rebuilding Hollers in Yancey and Mitchell Counties. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to see George, our Mr. Shin. I'm excited to have that day. It's going to be a crazy day though, for sure. We may do another kind of Jeep into the Hollers. We may mix that in, but I still got to talk to Vanessa, and she had mentioned it, but we'll see. We'll see. So 2 great events happening on September 27th, and I'm very excited about that. So I hope you will join us for all of them, because what I've learned in the last year is that I knew that we lived in the greatest place on earth, but our community is so incredible. The love that our neighbors have for each other, and the commitment to help each other rebuild has been so powerful. And so we would like it to be a day of celebrating our resilience to rebuild and to stay together as a community, because we are small mountains. We are rural mountains. And what we have here is magical. It really is. And I think the last year, if we've learned anything, is that we can depend on each other. We're going to be there for each other. We're going to make sure everybody gets home. So I'm excited about that. So I want to give y'all a projects update. Hey, Retha. Hey, Miss Brenda. I'm glad to see y'all in the comments. Thanks for joining me tonight. So our projects update. Now, this is for Rebuilding Hollers. We currently have 553 projects total. Now, we've gotten 104 of those needs met. They are done and complete. So we have 449 active needs on our projects list. So we're still trying to meet the needs of 449 neighbors in Yancey and Mitchell County. And we have met the needs of the 104. 4 of those were total rebuilds. So we're so excited that those rebuilds are home and back in their beds. Right now, we have a total of 41 that are complete rebuilds. So they're total like a full rebuild or a full remodel. So the structure may have, experienced significant damage and we're redoing the entire thing, a rebuild, or it's just the interior if it just flooded. And so it was like gutted out and putting those back together. Those are remodels, a full remodel. So right now on my list, I have 23 full rebuilds and 10 of those are in progress right now. So that's why it's a little crazy around here, but I love every part of it. I mean, when I get sad, I just go see my projects and then I'm not sad anymore. I still cry when I'm there. Like I was on a project today and I was so overwhelmed with how much progress they have made. I was just walking around crying, smelling the wood, and it just was so good. It was so good. Now we have 18 that are full remodels and 7 of those are in progress. So right now I have 17 huge projects in progress. And then the rest of them, a lot of them are smaller things. Maybe they need a roof. Maybe they need a foundation, maybe septic work, retaining wall work, mudslide work. It's just not as significant as my 41. Those are the ones that I consider significant because, the building department's involved, inspectors are involved, contractors are involved. So many different elements to those projects are going on. So I'm real excited. And speaking of our home inspectors, I'm so thankful for them. I know I've heard a lot of people say that they have had a hard time with the home inspectors or, different things. And here's the deal. If you'll just follow the rules, just follow the rules. They are amazing to work with. I have been so thankful working with the building department. They've been great to us. Matter of fact, like if you have a questions, for example, project number 9, we are working on their porch. So the roof of the porch comes out over, and we've got to pour the footers for the porch and go ahead and get those posts set. And we weren't exactly sure, what that should look like, because building back in a floodway is totally different now. There are specific rules we have to follow when we're rebuilding in a floodway. And so we just called the inspector and said, hey, this project, this is what we're doing. What do we do? And he told us right away, I want you to build it 3 foot by 3 foot, 5 rows of rebar, and the length of the whole house. That's a heck of a foundation, but it's going to work and it's going to hold. And it actually makes great sense, because I was concerned, if it's just a 2 foot by 2 foot footer and another flood comes and it were to wash that out, this is holding up the roof of the house. And so I'm actually really glad that he had, already in place, like, nope, 3 foot by 3 foot rebar, whole it. I mean, it just made it so easy. So if you're rebuilding and you have questions, our building department is here to help, and they're amazing. And they're going to help you follow the rules. So I'm very, very thankful, very excited about that. Miss Jenny's in the comments. Oh, Miss Jenny, we miss you so bad. Y'all, Miss Jenny, she had surgery a month and a half ago. It seems like it's forever, in July. And there's been some complications. So we have been down our most important case manager, and we miss you deeply, Miss Jenny, and want you to get healed up so you can come back, because we miss you. And I love you very much. So I want to talk to y'all. I'm going to give you an update on some of our big projects, because these all make me so happy. And that's pretty much what my life revolves around. Like, if you want to see me get excited and happy, let's talk projects. Let's talk rebuilding, because these families that have experienced significant loss, they have my whole heart. And I just want to make sure they know they've not been forgotten about, and that we're doing whatever it takes to get them home, because it has been a lonely journey for them, and I don't like them feeling that way. So project number 3 is rocking out on their foundation. I am so excited. Hey, Zeb, I'm glad you're here. 3 is just doing great on their foundation, and they are in a floodway, so it's got to be a pretty significant foundation, and that's okay. We'll keep getting them the block. We'll keep getting them the concrete, whatever it takes. Number 8, y'all have got to see number 8. I just posted pictures before the podcast, and I'll have a video done tonight when I get home. It's incredible. I come around the bend on 19W and like immediately was freaking out excited over how amazing project number 8 is coming. Their subfloor is done. Their first level walls are done. The second story subfloor is done. He's going to be building the stairs this weekend, and next weekend they will be framing the second story and putting the roof up. I mean, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited about number 8, because they have just had the fire kicked out of them over and over between FEMA and insurance and the mortgage company. They have just been terrible to project number 8, but we have stood with them. We've had incredible sponsors there with Eblin Charities and Mount Mitchell Community Fund. They have been incredible helping us support number 8. I'm so thankful for that. And they are killing it. Hey, Harold, I see you in the comments. I'm so excited about your roof. I'm so excited we got it all together. I'm just so glad. Some projects are taken, you don't realize that it's almost been a year. And we just got Harold's roof done. I mean, it's taken that long for people to get stuff done. And actually what happened is, once I found out that the roof was not moving along at a pace that needed to be, I sent my roofers over and I said, guys, you got to get over there. We got to take care of this. And although their wait list is a little long, we weren't expecting that long of a wait. It took about a month for them to get to it. We got to get this stuff done. We have got to fix roofs that have had trees fall on them. And waiting a whole year, that's just insane. That's insane. So I'm so excited, Harold. I'm so glad you're back. Project number 9 is doing fantastic. I got to see them today, or I got to see the house today. They were actually not home, which I'm glad. Sometimes you need to take a break off the job site. Because remember, most of these projects, the homeowners are living in an RV on site. And they're just there all the time, living amongst the mud when it rains and the debris and job site. And that's tough. That is so tough to do. Hey, Miss Tina, I'm so glad you're here tonight. But project number 9 is, so it is only a 1-story. They have the full basement. It is done. It is beautiful. The main level is completely framed in, and the backside, the rafters are up and getting ready to do the front side, and it will be wrapped in Tyvek soon, and we'll have a roof on it soon. And I'm so excited. Hopefully next week. We have more volunteers coming in for that one. And, it's been really cool. So I've been testing out this theory. If you have a contractor that is willing to work with volunteers, because the volunteers need oversight. We have to have someone constantly on the project that knows what's going on and has the main plan. But if we can supplement their workers with skilled tradesmen volunteers, that's really amazing. And we've been able to prove that on number 9. And I'm very excited about that. Number 9 has had some incredible sponsorship with Regroup, Western North Carolina. They've been a wonderful sponsor. Operation Hilo sponsored the subfloor on that one. Baptist on Mission has partnered with Missouri Baptist, and they have been sending some incredible volunteers from Missouri Baptist that originally came with Baptist on Mission, fell in love with project number 9, made a huge commitment to help number 9 get done. So we're so excited about that. I really love what's happening there and how we're using local tradesmen to oversight. Of course, local guys are doing the electrical and the plumbing because I believe in that. I'm determined on that. I have incredible electricians and plumbers helping us that are local. But when we can supplement with volunteers, it really does make the world spin a lot better. So that has been magical. Number 11 is almost done. I'm so excited about number 11. I got a call this week. They turned their power on this week. And so they were so excited, flipping the switches. The power's on. I just, you just can't imagine how hard this has been for families, So number 11 is going to be home in the next couple of weeks. And I am freaking out excited about that. Number 12 is coming right along. They got their foundation poured. Now, I'm most excited about number 12. Number 12 is our first barn dominium. And so I'm really excited about that. So they are the ones that have the poured slab. The slab is done. It is beautiful. We got their well drilled this week, actually last week and into this week, because they had to go 700 feet. That's a big well. That's a huge well. But it's pumping water. They've got water, and that's all that matters. So project number 12 is coming right along. I'm so excited about that one. Project number 17 is almost done. Now that one is so beautiful. This one is a store that services the back. It provides goods to the backside of Yancey and Mitchell County. So we've almost got that one done, and I'm so excited about that. Project number 34 is tiptoeing along. So, that one he's been on my list a long time. As you know, it's 34, but he has not been he's been in the demo process, but not quite ready. Wasn't quite ready for us. But what had really happened is other organizations had come up, because he does live right on the road. And so some other organizations had come up. They had promised him help, said they were going to do all these things, and then they ghosted him. And that happened to him 3 times. And so his faith in organizations that would actually show up and help is not good, right? I mean, well, who would be? I mean, if I'd been let down 3 times, I'd be like, nobody's coming. And so we are so excited that we got to talk with him and understood where he was in his process and that he had felt abandoned. And I said, well, you're not abandoned anymore, my friend. And so we've been able to get him a lot of really cool material. We've got him his block, got him his concrete. Our mason guy is going to be doing his piers in 2 weeks, because this house was completely flooded, water all the way up to the cabinets. So he's gutted it completely. And with the foundation wall, the foundation back wall got blown out, is gone. And so we're not going to put that wall back. We are going to build pillars to support the entire house. And just leave that open. So next time the water comes up, it's just flowing through the bottom of the foundation, because if we were to tear this house down, we couldn't build it back. And so that's not what we want. That's another reason it's so important to be communicating with the building department, because they are going to tell you exactly what you can and can't do. I mean, that they know, and they're going to tell you about it. So before you do anything, or before any organization comes and says, hey, I'm going to do this for you, you've got to talk to the building department, because in some situations, they're not going to let you build back. And we've, Project 34 learned that early on. And so he said, okay, let's figure out how I can build back properly. But unfortunately, there was another guy over on the other side of the county. An organization came in and tore his house down without talking to the building department, and they're not allowed to build his house back. And so we really need to make sure that you're following the processes and procedures of proper building code here in the state. And it is not that hard. Our building department is incredible. They are here to help us. The building permits are still for free right now. If it's hurricane related, a permit is totally free. So make sure that you're making those calls. You're not alone. You can always call me. I'll be glad to share my contractors with you, or tell you anything that I've learned along the way, because I'm certainly still learning. Because I had my contractor's license a long time ago. I'm not licensed anymore, but we've got to follow building code. We want to rebuild properly, and our building department is here to help us do that. So I'm most excited about number 34. We do have to take their chimney. We're going to take out their chimney, and that's going to help as we're redoing the foundation. So that's going to start tomorrow, and I'm excited about that. Project 118, my baby. Oh my gosh, y'all. The foundation is done. The Hobson brothers got it done this week. So we poured huge footers. It is in a floodway. So we had to go to, we had to pour huge footers. They're 2 foot by 2 foot. That's 2 foot wide, 2 foot deep. And then, the entire around the house, where the house footprint is going. And there's another thing that we have to do that is unique to the floodways, is we have to have mud seals. So I think of it like a hurricane strap to the foundation. So we're actually going to be strapping the house to the foundation, which is pretty cool. But the block is done. It is so beautiful. We have our flood vents, because in a floodway, you do have to have knockout vents. And so that way, if the waters rise, it will knock the vent out. And that way the water will be able to just flow right through underneath the house. So that's pretty cool. So I'm very excited about that. I'm so excited. We will be setting the house the week of September 15th. So we are a week away from setting our first small house from the high school. And I couldn't be more excited. And once that house gets set, there's still going to be more things we have to do. So we set the house. Of course, we have to do the mud seal. Then we have to do the seal plate. Then we set the house and strap the house to the foundation through anchor bolts and all kind of other stuff. It's really quite cool. I'm most excited about it. So we'll set the house with a crane. I'm so excited about that too. And then the roof is on, but when they built it, they laid the roof down. So the roof is on brackets that lay down for transport. So it will just look like a 16 by 40 box. That's including the porch. A 16 by 40 box when it's being brought and set on the foundation with a crane. I'm so excited about this crane. And so once they get the house set and anchored down, everything is good there, then we will be able to stand up the rafters and get that roof installed. And so it will be under the roof very quickly, hopefully that day. That's the plan, is get it set, and have that roof done that day, at least set up and the plywood on it, the OSB, and then we'll come back the next day and get the shingles and everything on. So I'm real excited. I'm so excited about that one. Most excited. Project 135 is coming along great. I got to see them this week. Their house is so beautiful. It is almost done. They have got, of course, all of the outside is done. It is beautiful. Probably a little more painting on the outside, but not much. But the walls are up. The floor is in. The paint is on the walls. The trim is done. The HVAC is done. Electrical, plumbing, everything is done. They are waiting on their cabinets. And that is most exciting. So hopefully we will have Project 135 home in no time. And I'm most excited about that. Now, two that I haven't got to talk to you about much because they are further down on the list. But Project 475 picked up their block today. So they are digging their foundation and they'll be setting block tomorrow. So I'm most excited about 475. They're going to be making fantastic progress. And then Project 477 is a beautiful project. They actually were able to get a lot of their needs met through Samaritan's Purse, which we're so thankful for. But some of the stuff they still needed some of our assistance with. So we do work in partnership with Samaritan's Purse because they will give them a budget, but then there's still some other things outside of their budget. So for example, with 477, we were able to help with their well, with Patriot Relief. Thank you so much, Patriot Relief. And then we were also able to get them their block and, all the stuff, the vents and the doors and everything for their foundation. And their house is a modular and it was set this week. So 477 is home. I'm so excited. Well, not home, but the house is set, which is incredible. Y'all know I get so excited. One I left off my list as I'm looking at it is Project 78. I got to see Project 78 today. That's another one of my favorites. And that is a historic home, one of my favorite homes, one of our last remaining historic homes on the river. They are doing wonderful. So they've got their roof is done. The foundation is cleaned out and like the mold resistant stuff is on there. And now that the roof is done, we can get in there and start working on subfloors, drywall, all that stuff. All that stuff. It's just, I'm so excited. They got their, when I was there today, they had their on-demand hot water heaters installed. And we're currently actually, before we can start on the drywall, it is the HVAC. So as soon as HVAC is done, then we can start getting that drywall reinstalled. So I'm so excited about that. All right. So that is my projects update. Oh, I want to tell y'all, let's see. My friend Miss Rita said you're doing a fantastic job. God bless you and your community. Might see us up there for the festival. Oh, that would be amazing. I would be so glad if you come. Thank you. So we have a really cool donation option for you. If you're looking at some different ways, thank you, Russ. If you're looking at some different ways to help us, we have a very cool option available. Not just our Jeep raffle tickets, but we now accept appreciated stock. And so what that means is if you have some stock that you have been saving or, whatever, letting it grow and you don't want to take a hit and cash it out, but you're willing to sell it, you can donate your appreciated stock to Rebuilding Hollers, get your tax donation. And then what happens is as our broker sells that stock and we're able to use that funds right away to start rebuilding homes. And I will be so thankful that if you would be willing to make a donation like that. We recently had a wonderful man make a donation like that, and it is making a serious impact on our ability to continue rebuilding and helping our neighbors. So pretty please, if you would like to donate any appreciated stock, we can absolutely accept those type of donations. And that was set up by my amazing friend, Miss Lisa Miller. I'm so thankful for her. I don't know stocks that well, but I do know helping my neighbors and rebuilding. And I know I need a lot of money to do that. So I'm so thankful that we can now do appreciated stock donations. All right. We still have a lot of projects that have small needs. We talked about that a little bit before, but that can include like insulation and underpinning for their mobile homes. A lot of people were just flooded out. The bottom of it was flooded out. So we still are definitely helping people that have those small needs as well, because it is very expensive. The last single wide that we got the underpinning and all the stuff for, it's about $4,000. So it's not a cheap process to get ready for winter. And the leaves are already starting to turn. When I was on 19W today, I couldn't believe how much yellow and gold that I saw. Like, our leaves are turning. So it's definitely time to start thinking about those things. We are quickly approaching the winter, and I want to make sure that everybody's prepared again, because last we were definitely not this far along at rebuilding Hollers. We weren't even in this building. We were still in the parking lot in the DG. And so, now we're more settled. We have access to more stuff. We're raising more funding and awareness. So my neighbors that still don't have underpinning and still need some insulation, we need to start thinking about insulating those water lines, insulating those well heads, getting some underpinning done, and heat hoses. So we still have tons of community members living in RVs. So many people are still living in RVs. And so my friends that are still in RVs, we want to make sure that we're preparing them for the winter, but also our families, our friends that are in the single wides or double wides that maybe had their underpinning destroyed. We need to really be focused on getting that done too here right before winter. That would be great. The woolly worms are looking like it's going to be a terrible winter. And the old timers tell about how much fog is in August will indicate how many winter days we're going to have. And I'm going to tell y'all, it was crazy in August, because now I'm at about 3,200 foot elevation. So I have a great long range view and I can see a lot of fog. And I counted, I was paying attention, and we had fog every single day. I can't help but pay attention though, because it's like we're living in a cloud. When it's foggy, we're in a total whiteout on my mountain. So it was incredible to see how many days of August we had fog. And basically there were 3 days with no fog. So that makes me nervous. That makes me think, okay, we could really have a serious winter. We really could. My friend Russ wants me to make sure I tell y'all about this QR code right here at the top of your window, the top right side. That QR code, if you hold your phone up to it, turn on your camera, hold your phone up to it. You don't take a picture of it, but at the bottom of your phone in the center, an orange link will pop up, and you'll be able to scan that, and that will take you to our website. Of course, on our website, you can check out what we're working on. You can buy merchandise. I love our merch. I've got some new stuff coming I'm most excited about. New winter gear. We are going to do another run of our sweatshirts. Last winter we had the blue and the black. I think this year we're going to go with like a medium gray. I'm real excited. So not as dark as this, but not as light as my other gray t-shirt. So I'm real excited about that. I think that'll be pretty cool. So you can check out all our merch. You can also get one of your Jeep tickets online. We still have 22 days to sell Jeep tickets. And I need to sell some Jeep tickets. I desperately want to sell 1,000 Jeep tickets. So right there's your QR code that will take you right to the Jeep ticket location on our website. This is a very nice 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara. So it's a 4-door. It's got the hard top on it. You can take that top off and have the best ride around the mountains or down at the beach. We'll ship it. I don't care where you are. If you win this Jeep, I will ship it to you. And if you're somewhere amazing, I may drive it to you. But pretty please go online, purchase a Jeep ticket for $100. That's going to put you in the running for winning the Jeep. And it's going to help us here at Rebuilding Hollers, because here every single penny goes to buying building materials, supplies, and paying our local contractors to get our neighbors back together. And I will be so thankful for your help. Yes. Miss Brenda says, I love my hat and bag and need more cool merch. I've got more cool merch coming for you. See, my friend Karen said I gave one of my friends the tie-dye blanket and she loved it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just love sending stuff up to you in New York. We have had support from almost every state in this country, and that's incredible. It really has been so incredible, and I'm so thankful for everybody all across the country that's been helping us because without you, we wouldn't be able to do anything. I don't know if I recently had mentioned this, but we had, because I just want to help my neighbors. I just want to help take care of everybody. And so there was the state grant. The state has been talking about all the money they're giving away. So we applied for it, at least for some, not a lot. I did not have a big crazy request. Um, we only put our request in for $275,000, which at that time, that's what I had actively spent in building materials. So I thought, well, I can prove what I've spent already. This will be a good indicator. This is what I'll apply for. And we were denied. And we were denied because we are a new organization and also because we help small businesses. And so those are two things I cannot change. I cannot help that I'm brand new. I mean, I didn't know I needed a nonprofit before the storm. And I'm certainly not going to stop helping small businesses because to me, that's family. A small business is another family. And we know that we have to have our small businesses. I mean, that's huge. So I'm not willing to bend, and that's okay. I know y'all will keep helping me. God will keep helping us, and we're going to be okay. We got this. I am excited to tell y'all about our partnership with B-Log. So we do still have distribution of basic needs and supplies out of the B-Log Elementary School, and that's back in Bald Mountain, which is centrally located to a lot of the devastation along 19W. So if you need groceries or you need any kind of supplies, B-Log has it, and I highly recommend that you go out there and see them. Christy is amazing. I love helping her. And we are working so hard on building a home goods store out there. So that way, because here at our complex, we're very small. And I don't have enough room to have really a store, a big store where I can put big things. And so, but Christy does. At B-Log, they do have a ton of room. And so we are working to build a home goods store there that will have all new stuff, all brand new things, and they will be completely free to the community to get as they're rebuilding their homes. So this will have another gift certificate type application, not really application, but so when you come to rebuild in Hollers, if you need building materials that we do not have on the donation yard, you get a gift certificate to go to Summit Building Supply. If we have the building materials on the yard, then we have like a gift certificate that we fill out just to keep up with our records. This will do it the exact same way for the B-Log home goods store so that when our families are home, right now I have 17 active projects. As we get those families home, they're going to need things. They're going to need plates and silverware. They're going to need the rod to hang the curtain in the shower. They're going to need the brush to scrub the toilet. There's so much that we don't think about that when you're totally putting a home back together that people are going to need. And they put all their money into the rebuild. So I want to have a place where they can go and get what they need to replenish their home once we have it rebuilt. And we're doing that at B-Log. So I'm most excited about that. I think it'll be a very cool addition to what we have going on. So the next few weeks are going to be extra crazy. And I mean next level crazy because we are 22 days from the 1-year anniversary. And I've been very thankful to receive a lot of phone calls from news networks all over the country that want to know about how it's going in our rebuild. They want to do stories about a 1-year check-in. I'm so thankful because I need people to know. We need people to know what we're still dealing with here in Yancey County and Mitchell County and how they can help us because we still need so much help. So I have a lot of interviews coming up and I tell them, I say, you just come on down to the Hollers. I will put you in my truck and I'm taking you to see it. And I do. I take them all the way up into Pensacola and Cattail. Sometimes I take them all the way down 19W. Sometimes I take them up Green Mountain to Red Hill. I mean, I take them all different places. And then I say, now you've officially been further than the North Carolina governor. And I'm not trying to be hateful there. I don't have a problem with the governor, other than I need him to understand that Yancey and Mitchell County are the most devastated after the storm. We're not just a teeny tiny small section. It is spread out all over our counties between landslides and rivers that came out of their banks. I mean, the devastation here is extraordinary. And people need to know. They need to know. We've got to keep telling them. So I am excited about a lot of the news networks. Some of them are pretty crazy too. I was like, this is who's calling me? Okay. I'll talk. I'll talk to anybody. I don't care. I do not care. One of them from a huge network, he goes, I'm sure you're done. You're tired of giving interviews. I said, oh no, I'll talk. I'll talk to anybody, and I will put you in my truck, and I will be so thankful to show you what we're dealing with, because we desperately need help here. Now we still have a very, very long way to go. So I'm most excited about that. Hey, Miss Meg, thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right, what else do I want to tell you about? Mental health awareness. Okay, y'all. So here's the deal. We're all crazy. I'm certainly crazy because I know, because I've been doing this for a year now. And maybe crazy is the wrong word, but we've got to be aware of our mental health. I'm sorry, my nose is itching because my allergies have been crazy. I don't know about y'all, but I have the fall allergies. And the goldenrod, oh, it's been killing me. So our mental health awareness. I'm hoping to get a psychiatrist on the show soon. Hopefully someone will come on here and I won't cry, but they could talk to us about some ways that could help us. I think that would be amazing, because we have to know how deeply this is affecting us, and what this 1 year upcoming anniversary is going to look like. I don't want anybody freaking out. I don't want anybody to panic. And I want everyone to have the emotional support that they need. Now, we do have some incredible resources with Hope for NC. That is a North Carolina emotional support organization. They are totally free. They don't take your name, they don't take your number, but they are wonderful. They have been at a couple of our events, and I've been so thankful to have them. They went, matter of fact, when we did the demolition for Project 118, they came to that. And I think that was really great. That was super good, because we do need that kind of stuff. We do need people just to hear us, or to help us understand that our feelings are okay. It's okay to have these feelings. It's part of the healing process, because we are all still healing. Some of us are still suffering very badly. Some of us are starting to become okay. Everybody, just like all of my job sites and my projects, are at different levels of their rebuild. We are all at different levels of our healing. And some days I'm okay. Some days I am so happy. I'm excited. Everything's fine. And then some days I am hot sauce mess, big mess. And I just want to cry all day. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to get upset and have bad days. And then just know the next day is going to get better. So I just don't want anybody to ever feel alone in their emotional distress. Please never feel alone. You send me a message. I answer my phone. And I'll also be able to connect you with my friends at Hope for NC that really are so wonderful. I really, really love them. So Hope says, are any people still helping with tree removal? That's a great question. I did meet a guy today that said he was going to bring me his insurance information, and maybe he could come on board and start helping. Right now, I don't have any serious resources for tree removal because it is so incredibly expensive. But maybe he's gonna bring me his insurance stuff and some of his pricing, and so maybe I can have him at different days at different projects. I don't know what that'll look like, but we can try. We can try, because I'm gonna tell you, the tree stuff is serious, Hope. I mean, we are in big trouble, y'all, for this winter coming up. I was talking with a friend that is, a fire person, and he said it's not if, but it's when that we start having these fires. And right now, Mitchell County lost 49% of its tree canopy is laid down. And that is a significant number of trees on the ground. And so something that we really have got to get very serious about is our tree situation, because losing a canopy like that is going to lead, and I know my words are powerful, so I don't like to say the word, but the reality is we have got to be prepared for forest fires, because this is going to be serious, serious stuff as we evolve into that season in the next couple years. Hopefully, we have a couple more years, because it can take up to 5 years for a tree to decompose to where it would become a fire hazard. In my yard, we still have the trees that were down. They're still down, and the leaves are still on them that were on them last year. They never fell off. So all of that is just waiting to catch fire. So we've got to be very, very cautious about the trees, and we've got to really start looking for some serious resources to help us deal with the stuff that's on the ground, because it's not if but when, and that's serious. My one friend he said that we could look into controlled burns on private property with the forestry department. He said they'll come in and they will control burn an area. And so, because I told him, I was like, I mean, at my house, I'm at 3,200 foot elevation, and I live in a house that's kind of like a tree house. And so, we have all kind of leaves down on the ground and all kind of limbs and, all the stuff. And I know at Hope's house is the same situation. And that's just all tinder sitting there getting ready for perfect time. And so this is, I want everybody to be very, very aware of that. We've got to get serious about taking care of these trees. So thank you for bringing that up. Hope, I really appreciate you. So I want to tell you about yesterday. Yesterday was awesome. We had our day of help here at Rebuilding Hollers, and that was so good. We had Pisgah Legal on site. They are amazing. They are amazing to me, because they have been able to help so many of my projects get the help that they need, to fight with the FEMA, to fight with the insurance claims. It has been significant. Unfortunately, they don't do businesses, and that has been really hard, is they're not doing businesses. But they are, if you have applied with FEMA, which everybody should have applied at FEMA, everybody. If you applied and you were denied, you need to talk to Pisgah Legal, period. Because sometimes all it takes is an attorney starting to make the calls, starting to send the emails, start making the inquiries, and we start making progress. So that is a big, humongous deal that you talk to Pisgah Legal. They are so kind. They are they care very much. They really do. Max, I know I did a podcast with Max. He was a special featured guest 2 weeks ago, but it's aired the last 2 weeks. My guy is serious. He does not care. He will fight with them. He says it's my job. It's my job to fight with them, and I will fight with them. And he does, and he's winning. He's been helping one of my projects, and he has made significant progress. Matter of fact, we've had a lot of projects lately start getting the money owed to them from FEMA. And I'm most excited about that, because, no matter what, here's the deal. The real max, if you lose your home, the whole structure is gone. The max that you can get is $42,500. Then there's another max on the content. So you can get content coverage for up to $42,500. I've not met one person that's gotten the full amount on both. Not one person. And so it is most important that you have an attorney fighting with you on that, because certainly your house was worth $42,500. And certainly your contents maxed out at $42,500. So there's money, there's over $80,000 that each homeowner that had significant loss should be getting from FEMA. And right now, I had one of my projects that got the full amount on the house, but they got $13,000 for the contents. I mean, appliances cost more than $13,000. So I really want everybody to pretty please call Pisgah Legal. It is totally free. They are so kind. They know what they're doing, and they're determined to help. And it's free. Did I mention that? Totally free. So there's the Pisgah QR code. Hit that QR code. Call my friends. They're awesome. And y'all know I wouldn't tell you about them if they weren't awesome and they weren't helping. because I'm done with the con artistry. Y'all know I don't play with that mess. Now, Renew NC. So, this is the program that the governor of North Carolina created to get the housing money to the community members that had loss. This could be whole house loss, this could just be house damage or reimbursement. So, this is also important if you have any house damage, even if you've paid for it and you have it back together, still apply to Renew NC. Now, what Max was telling me yesterday at the event, now Renew and C was here as well, but Max said, Steph, tell people to call them. Calling them and starting your application in a phone call is actually much easier than going online. When you go online, it can feel really overwhelming with all the documents that it's asking for you to upload. But if you go and call, then that caseworker will start getting those documents for you, because a lot of them they can pull off the internet. So that's pretty awesome. And so please consider Renew NC, because again, if you qualify for this money, this is your money. This is money that has been sent down from the federal government to the state government, and the state is responsible for getting it into the hands of our community members that need it. So make sure you are checking out Renew NC. And then again, my friends, Hope for NC, I really like them so much. They are there for all of your emotional support needs. And I'm thankful for them. My one friend, Miss Sheila, she calls and checks on me. She's like, how are you doing today? And I'm like, well, I haven't killed anybody, so we're good. And that's okay. But she will. I love them, and I've been so thankful for their support. And that's been really good. So we made it to the end of my list. I have one more surprise. I mentioned it in another podcast accidentally. I was not intending to mention it. And I'm not posting about it quite yet, but I do want to tell everybody that has stayed with me this long. Y'all have all been pressuring me for quite a while to write about it. And in the early phases of rebuilding Hollers, that is how I expressed my emotions, is I would write about them and I would post them. And it was it was just a great way for me to just kind of release some stress and just get my feelings wrote down in words. And it helped me significantly. And so 2 weeks ago, Miss Linda, who wrote the book, The Morning the Mountain Cried, or The Day the Mountains Cried, she came into the office and she brought some more books, because we sell her books like crazy. And I said, Miss Linda, it's time for another run. You need to write another book. It's time for your next book. And she looked me dead in the eye and she said, no, Stephanie, it's time for your book. And I immediately accepted that, which has been hard for me, because a lot of people have been after me to write a book. But how am I supposed to write a book when I'm doing all these other things? Well, Miss Linda inspired it, because immediately when she said that, the entire book pushed forward in my brain. And I immediately saw the cover of it. I immediately knew what the title was going to be. And I immediately knew how it was going to be laid out. So I'm writing a book in my downtime, which basically means in the middle of the night. It's going to be quite fabulous. I'm pretty excited about this book. It's going to talk about this entire journey, from how it started to what happened, some of the things we experienced, good and bad. It's going to talk about the miracles we've experienced, and how we have evolved rebuilding Hollers in a way that has been so beneficial to our community. So I'm most excited to tell you that I'm writing a book about this entire journey, and hopefully I'm halfway through it right now. It comes pretty quick when I have the time to sit down and write. It comes very quickly. So I'm really flying through it since half of it's done. I'm expecting it to hit at least 14 chapters. But I did learn that I cannot write too late at night. So the other night I was writing and it was just pouring out, and I'm writing it on my phone, because that's something I always have with me. So I'm here, just type it away, right? Write it on my phone. Miss Linda is helping me. And I dreamed, and then I got so tired. Thank you, Miss Brenda. You can't wait for it. She just started The Day the Mountain. Oh gosh, it's great. It's a great book. It's so powerful. It is. I think you're gonna. there's still a lot to go. I still have half the book to write, and there's editing to do. My old theater teacher, who is still an English teacher in South Carolina, Kelly, she's going to be editing it for me, and I'm so excited about that. But I think it'll be powerful, and I will be donating the entire book to Rebuilding Hollers. So all of the proceeds from the book will go to the organization, and that way I can just keep buying building materials because that's what I'm committed to do. But that will really share our story, I think, even further, because this has been an incredible journey, but also stopping and going back has been so hard. I will say that has been the hard part of this journey of going back in time to me, the day before the storm, the week before the storm, and then the storm, and all the different elements. That has been really hard. That I've struggled through that. I didn't think that it would hit me like that. You never think of how this stuff is going to affect you, because you just, I feel like I just compartmentalize each phase of this. And so it has affected me. It does. Sometimes I get very upset. Sometimes I get really mad. I'll be honest with you. I get really upset. And it's because of the scamming and the con artistry and the people that have not been true, that have come to our community and hurt our community and made promises that they didn't stand by. So that's been tough, but I am excited about the book. I think that it'll be very informative, and I think you'll get to learn a lot of things that I never really talked about online, because I'm just pouring my heart into it. But mostly when I'm ready to write, it just pours out. It just totally pours out. The words just pour out of me, and I just let them go, and it's working. So I'm excited about that. Other than we got to edit it and they got to do all the things, but I think it'll be really good. So I will be thankful if y'all look forward to that. And that's it. That's my last surprise I have for you tonight. I knew that by myself I could talk for at least 30 minutes, but we made it a full hour. That's incredible. So thank y'all for joining me tonight. Thank you so much, Karen and Brenda and Cecilia and Meg and everybody that joined in. I love y'all so much. I'm so thankful that you're on this journey with us, because it's certainly been hard, but with your support and your love and commitment, we got this, and we're just going to keep moving forward. I don't care who tells me no. I don't care who tells me that I'm not good enough to rebuild my community, because that's their problem, not mine. I'm determined, and we've almost made it a year, so I know I can keep going for 4 more years. That's what we've got, 4 more years in me to rebuild my community. And I know God is going to keep doing incredible things, because he already has. He's done so many amazing things. He has sent so many incredible people into my life that have helped me. My friend Michelle, she's incredible. She has been incredible to me. She's helped me since the beginning, and helping me do and learn and understand. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful for y'all. So don't forget, pretty please share our post, share our raffle tickets, share everything we're doing with your friends. It matters so much for people to learn about Rebuilding Hollers and what we're doing here in Yancey and Mitchell County to rebuild our community, because I know together we can absolutely do anything, and it's going to take all of us to rebuild. So thank y'all so much for loving me. Thank you so very much for loving my community. I'll see y'all later. The hardest part isn't the knowing. It isn't knowing everything that you have to do to get everything back right. The hardest part are the memories. Knowing exactly how it used to look before the storm. That's the hardest part.